we are going to be covering. I'm going to be telling you about forgetting your JAMB result for 1 hour, focus on the real deal. Why is the admission tough and at the same time easy? Why should you listen to me? And how to use your JAMB result to secure admission. I'm also going to be talking about, let us talk about JAMB cutoff and the big challenge, how to avoid being left out from getting admission this year. And lastly, you're going to ask your questions. So now let's dive into it. Um, the first thing I just apparently want to talk about is forgetting about your JAM result for 1 hour and focusing on it. Now, majority of us have seen our JAM result, right? And the expectation is there are 3 certain ways in which you are going to feel, right? The first way, or the first set of people, they will feel bad about their results, and you typically be like, this can't be my result, right? The second set of people will feel uncertain after the result, like they'll be like, can this result give me the course I want to study? And the last set of person, or the last set of students, perhaps will feel confident and happy about their results. Well, in any way you feel, just forget about the JAM results and focus on the main and major thing. And what is the main and major thing? Securing admission into the. I don't know how to emphasize this, but the point here is majority of us lose focus from the major thing and focus on the minor thing. What is the major thing? Securing admission is the major thing, right? Then perhaps choice of school and whatsoever you want to think about can maybe come after. But what should be at the topmost part of our mind is not even what we have as JAM results. Yes, it is a very good thing for you to consider what you have, because that is what determines your school and course. But then, in as much as you have the required JAM results that is needed to gain admission to tertiary institution, all you just need to focus on is how you can use that JAM results to secure admission. And that is what I'm going to be telling you. That's what I'm going to be sharing with you from now. Right? Now, why admission will be tough and easy at the same time. Now, admission this year will be more competitive than ever before. Why? Simply because a lot of students actually passed the JAM exam, right? And I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm just telling you this to prepare you. Over 2 million candidates registered for JAM this year, and that has ever been much more than the previous year. Previous year was 1.9. This year is 2 million, right? And that is excluding the fact that there are some students that they did not allow to do registration like the underage. Yet, the number of available admission slots has not increased. On average, only about 600,000 will eventually gain admission. And that is how it has always been year in, year out. Right? Now, if you don't believe me, see the number of students who applied to the 10 after school this year in Nigeria. Of course, last only admit 13,000 last year out of about 64,000 students that applied. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. Last year, about 64,000 students applied to last week. This year, are you seeing the number? 70,080 students applied to last week this year. And the unfortunate thing is that last year, out of the 64,000 plus, or 63,000 plus, only about 13,000 was offered admission. That tell you that it is not a race. It is a serious competition that everybody needs to fight for. Now, see, I want you to look at getting admission into Nigerian institution like a competition of a race. About 2 million students are running, and only about 600,000 will only be able to finish the race. But who is coming first in this race isn't necessarily about who is brilliant, rather who is more informed. Now, I want to give you 2 examples for you. Giving 2 examples of 2 students that are actually going to the same destination, and the other one is going towards a particular pathway. Why the other one chose to go to a particular pathway? Because he or she has been given information that this pathway you want to pass is shortcut, or perhaps let's say it is faster to get to your destination. Now, the 2 difference between these 2 students is simply because one has information that a road seems to be clear, the other does not have information that a road seems to be clear. And what happens? Who will finish the race first? Practically the person that have the right information that, oh, this should not one pass. They don't tell me say, hold up, no day. I will get there very, very easily. Naturally, that set of students will get to that destination before the one that don't even have information is just running. Even if that person that does not have information have power bike, right? But the point here is having the right information that where you are passing or the channel you're actually passing is easier for you to get to your destination. And this is just typically what makes a difference between even students that have high JAMB score and students that don't even have that fantastic JAMB score. I've seen over the years, students that have 300 plus, they still write JAMB the next year simply because they are not properly informed. Why students that have just majorly 250 was able to a very, very good course that the 300 could not even get. And that is just the dilemma about admission. Because I'm going to show you examples of some students that falls to that category as we go all along. Now, in summary, it will be tough. Admission will simply be tough for those who didn't get proper guide, and it will also be easy for those who are furnished with a lot of information to guide them on the right track. Now, why should you listen to me? Majority of you have been hearing me, perhaps you have seen my WhatsApp posts and all, but you don't even know me. You have not even come across me before, right? But here's just a brief introduction about myself. My name is Daniel. I founded an edutech platform called Fobac. Some of you came across me on TikTok, and some of you actually even know me as Mr. Fobac, right? Now, over the last 6 years, I have guided more than 700 students to secure admission into their dream school and also studying their dream course. And I don't just talk. I like coming with facts. Now, this is Debbie. This is one of my students that I actually helped and guided last year. Debbie has actually tried to gain admission for 3 good solid years. By the time she met me, she was almost giving up. Practically, she was not even thinking of applying. I personally had to persuade her to just let's give it a last shot. I think that was the exact word I told her. And not only did I restore her hope, but of course, she also gained admission. And here is a notification of successful admission. I can see the date, September 21, 2024. That is far back last year. That is when the admission notification came in. And this is what she sent to me. This is actually a WhatsApp screenshot I just can grab from our conversation, right? This is our admission notification. She actually got the geography in Federal University of Oyekiti. Now, it is not only Debbie. I also have a junior sister. This is actually Debbie's junior sister. Her name is Ife. And I also helped Ife to secure admission to study law last year using the double federal school application strategy. What I did for Ife last year was something very unusual. But I didn't even only do that for Ife. I did it for some other student, right? I was able to apply to 2 federal universities for her. And this naturally gave her an edge because if you can see the form here, this is her OAU application form where she applied to OAU at first. This is 4-year application form. She actually put in for OAU. But I told her as at then that OAU might be very, very slim because a lot is required for her to gain admission to it. And this is excluding the fact that Ife actually had, what is it called? 280 in her JAMB. She had 280 plus. And OAU was still even very, very tough for her. But what did I do for her? What I simply did is I allowed her to do her OAU exam. But before she finished the exam, I already told her to change to 4-year as a backup. So immediately OAU did the exam and we saw the aggregate. She did not even meet up with the cutoff. But thank God she listened and she was guided properly. And 4-year eventually gave her law. And this is Ife wearing a matriculation gown. Of course, this is the picture she sent to me. And you are seeing Deborah here because Deborah is her sister. And she was sharing her testimony with me. Now, another very amazing student that actually helped last year was also Samson. Samson had actually been one of my very good students last year. In fact, he was actually amidst my student that attended the Fobac class, right? But the interesting thing about Samson is he's also one student that it is either law or no any other course. Interestingly, Samson was guided properly because what I did for Samson was I was able to analyze his chances in Unilag, and I told him the exact CTME score he needed to gain admission to Unilag. And as you can see, the date 30th of October 2024, right? And this is Samson notification of successful admission. This is my true picture, and if you can see the charts, that was the message he sent to me, and this was my reply to Samson. That's not all. Medicine and surgery, Tolu, another fantastic and amazing result I got last year. This Tolu Junior Show, I changed him all the way from last because I know last will not give him more consideration for medicine. And that was how we were able to get him medicine and surgery in the University of Osun. And the other person I'm going to show you is Mr. Kima. Amazing. In fact, Mr. Kima is also another student I use the double admission strategy for. Look at she applied for Unilori at first. And because I know that more is required for her to gain admission in Unilori, and she has a very good level result. So what do I do for her? She even had 250 in her JAMB result. And this was the exact sample of students that are properly guided, students that properly have information. You could imagine that other friends of Mr. Kima that applied to Unilori like that, they wrote JAMB again this year, simply because they are not informed. But Mr. Kima was only able to navigate, avoiding writing JAMB again this year, simply because he was properly being guided. And before Mr. Kima even finished the Unilori exam, I already created a backup of for her. And why did I do that for her? Simply because she has a very good level result, practically almost all A's, and she wants to go and be stopping her head with Unilori. Well, like I predicted, Unilori failed her. Unilori did not consider. In fact, Unilori eventually we got to know that Unilori was willing to give her microbiology, but by then, Foye has already granted her nursing. Amazing, right? That is just the beauty of being guided properly. Now, how to use your JAMB results to secure admission is quickly what I want to share with us. The first thing you need to understand is the reality of your JAMB results. This is where you need to pay extremely attention, right? Or extremely attentive, rather. Firstly, you need to understand the reality of your JAMB results. You need to know that this is my JAMB score. I cannot do anything to it. I cannot change it. The other thing you need to start asking yourself is, what options do I have? Can this result get me my choosing course in my school of choice? This is when you start thinking about change of course, change of institution. Majority of us might have even changed. But the unfortunate thing is that you might have changed without not being informed. And if you change without not being informed, the end result is to either be you change it again and you keep on changing till admission is lost. But Obviously, that will not be our portion, right? But then there's a need for you to be smart about your decision. And that is why I said earlier that this admission matter is actually a competitive journey amidst almost about 2 million students. And you need to be smart about your decision. I really need to know if I'm not talking to myself. If you are still there, I just need someone to quickly reply to me that yes, we are hearing you, sir.
Yes, we're hearing you. We are
Amazing,
listening,
amazing.
boss.
I like the attention. Now, make the best decision. Make the best decision with the proper guidance. That is what I keep on recommending. I don't believe in admission runs, right? Why I don't believe in admission runs is because it fails and it's a fire. Some people will tell you they can help you to secure admission. They will now go and do back end for you, which will eventually backfire later. That is why most of the time I don't personally recommend admission runs. But now, what is the solution? Of course, we are going to talk about it in a very, very short time. Now, let us talk about cutoff mark quickly. Many of you don't even understand what cutoff mark is. I've gotten quite a lot of questions about cutoff marks. And I keep on telling students that, okay, wait, when we have this webinar, I'm going to share with you what cutoff mark really is. That's what I'm going to do at the moment. Now, cutoff mark is just like a minimum mark, right? And there are actually 3 different cutoff marks you need to get yourself conversant with. The first one is the JAMB cutoff, which you're already aware about, is 150, right? The JAMB cutoff is the first cutoff. The second cutoff is your prospective institution cutoff. And the last cutoff is the departmental cutoff. Now, listen, the JAMB cutoff is what was determined quite not so long. Everybody already
I'm on.
the general JAMB cutoff. Please, can we mute our mic, please? Please, if you are the person that is talking behind, just please mute your mic, please. Good, thank you very much. So, JAMB has determined that this year cutoff is 150. Now, let me tell you what that means. What that simply means is that no school, no university has the right to peg a cutoff mark that is lower than 150. Every university can peg anything 150 above. That is what it means. It never actually means that if you have 150, you'll be able to get medicine and surgery now. It never means if you have 150, you'll be able to get nursing. It never means if you have higher than 150, you'll be able to get whatever course. No, that is not what it means, because after the general cutoff, which is for JAMB, department prospective institution cutoff will also be determined. And truth be told, majority of the university we have in Nigeria already have a static prospective institution cutoff. Meaning like they don't go above, they don't go below 200. Or you don't go above below 200, right? See, these are just static understanding. And this also justify the fact that if you have 150 above, you can actually gain admission into university. Because there are tons of university out there that actually peg their cutoff to the 150, or they will peg their cutoff to the 150. Polytechnic is 100 above, while other institutions is, I think College of Nursing is 140 above, right? Now, having known this, here's a big challenge. Here's where most JAMBites get stuck, and here's where confusion actually comes. Something they know what to do, but end up making trial and error changes, often to their own detriment. Others rely on uncles and aunties who know someone, only to end up being disappointed. I talked to a particular JAMBite, I think yesterday or the first day, one of the JAMBites in my inner circle, right? Unfortunately for him, he has actually done the change. He has changed, and I realized that he changed to a school. He made a nonsense change. Let me just use that word. Why? Because the decision was totally wrong. I could predict the result of the decision he takes simply because I already know the outcome. This thing is not magic. If you really understand how things work, you would know if you will get admission even with your decision or not. I guided the students not quite long before I jump on this particular webinar. And this boy, he was okay, he has not changed, but someone told him to change to adequately adjust university to go for nursing. Now, in our conversation, I realized that this boy does not even have the financial capacity to study nursing in that school. Let's even leave the fact that he might not even gain admission. But the fact that he does not even understand that that school pays 800,000 plus for nursing as a course is enough to show that the decision is wrong. Why? You cannot get admission and start looking for money. You have to understand, okay, this is the capacity of my parents. This is the factor I need to play around with for me to be able to have a chance in this school. And it's not only about money. There's also cutoff mark factor, school factor, a lot of factor that really needs to be put to consideration. And that is where the confusion really used to be for a lot of students. But so how do you know which course gives you the best chance? How do you know which school increases your chances of admission? How do you avoid mistakes other JAMBites are making so that you will also make the same mistake? How do you get the right guidance that will save you a lot of time trying different things, right? And that is where those are the questions that most likely be popping in your mind at the moment. Now, how to avoid being left out of game? You don't want to be the person left behind while your friends move forward, right? You also don't want to be writing JAMB again year in, year out. I've talked to quite a good number of students, and the average number of time students have repeated JAMB exam. I've seen students repeat JAMB 4 good times. It's crazy, right? I gave you an example of some of them that was able to guide last year. Samson actually tried getting admission 3 good years. In fact, some of Samson's friends, when they finished from secondary school, they already almost graduating before Samson gained admission eventually. But then I understand that everybody timing is different, but there's always a need for one to play smart, and you don't want to fall to that kind of issues, that kind of situation this time. And the most painful of all is a loss of respect, and sometimes that we get from some people will see you carry JAMB pass question last year. You'll still see you carry JAMB pass question this year. Next year is also coming again. God forbid. And even in the family itself, some people used to collect small insults. I know you understand what I'm talking about. But here is the perfect solution. Now, I created what I call admission consultation guide. I specially actually created this for about 200 students. And I did this simply because as of last year, I was only able to get like 50 students, where we have practically almost all of them secure admission. Practically almost all. The ones that did not get admission is the one that did not pay attention to me, or that perhaps chose to go in their direction. Right? Now, this admission guide, what does it really entail, and what will it do for you? One, you have a one-on-one clarity call with me. What I do for students is I don't leave them maybe just by watching video. I guide you, I put a call through to you, we have an extensive conversation. Some of you might have perhaps seen my status of the conversation I had with some of your fellow JAMB, right? Simply because they took advantage of the admission consultation guide. Some of you see me post their testimonial, they actually took advantage of the admission consultation guide. I took my time to guide them extensively. What do? I calculate your aggregates for you ahead. I review your school of choices. And if it is not so palatable enough, if the chances of securing admission is not strong enough, what do? I recommend choices. Sometimes it can even be getting your same course in another school that seems to be less competitive that you yourself you are unaware about. Something happened yesterday when I consulted a lady, and I'm saying this practically because it is something that will be of value to you, right? This girl wants to study economics. Just take this as a kind of bonus or advantage for joining the webinar section. Some of you can even use it. You might not even pay me for anything. You can just use this structure and you define, right? Now, this girl wants to apply for economics. She wants to apply for economics, Lagos State University. Now, when I did an application for it, she doesn't even have results yet. Meanwhile, Lagos State University is not even a no-go area for her. Why? Because LASU had 70,000 plus applicants. Economics is one of the most competitive courses. Over 2,000 students will apply for economics, right? And naturally, I diverted our attention away from LASU. Why? Because I know she does not have a chance. And what do? I was able to get her economics in a very good school within Lagos that gives her like an 80% chance of securing admission to economics. Some of you don't even know that there are 2 economics courses in Unilag. Some don't even know. Some only know of one, right? The general economics. But there's what we call economics development. Majority of JAMB are not aware. And the cutoff mark for economics development is very, very low. Simply because majority of students apply for it. And that is just the advantage you take. Now, she wouldn't have gotten access to this kind of information if she never had someone to guide her, right? Now, aside the fact that I'm going to have a one-on-one consultation with you, call section, you're going to have access to my private community group, which we are about 140 in the group at the moment. So that simply means we have only about 60 for me to hit the goal of the 200 students, and that will be all, right? Just focus on these 200 students and try to see how we can help them to be amidst the 600,000 students that are going to be getting admission this year, right? Now, so you join a group of like-minded, where I also provide update, answers, guidance every day. That group is most of the time always open. Most of the time I always open it because those are obviously the set of students I dedicate my time for, like practically, right? Now, aside that fact, you also have access to Fobac library, where you get access to Consultation questions for those of you that will be writing Consultation. Now, I know the next question is this free? Now, let me tell you something. I wish I could make this free, but then you can imagine me committing every hour of my time daily for about 4 months till around September, where admission process will start, to about more than 2,000 students I have in the community. I have more than 2,000 students cut across every community. I cannot give my time to everybody. It's not possible. That isn't even possible, like I said. I can't even go beyond accommodating 200 students this year, right? Hence the need for me to charge a token, which I feel an average JAMB and parents can afford. Let's assume I don't even charge for this. So students will still go outside to pay scammers for admission, in which they don't even get. And I have evidence for what I'm saying. Now, I have a student last 2-3 years. I actually paid someone 30,000 to help her get admission. In fact, I screenshotted our chat. Look at our chat here. She told me she paid someone 10,000 and the person actually filled that. And that is what most of you might have done that even before doing this webinar. Right? Please, if your mic is not muted, please can you mute? I beg of you, please, so that we can just wrap up this. Right now, this is a conversation I had with her, and you can see, but you paid someone 30K and no show for it. And that is why sometimes I just really used to advise students to get a proper guide instead of paying those scammers. I don't even know anything about how things work. Right now, to the cost of the admission consultation guide. The entire admission consultation guide, including personal support for the next 45 months, cost 7,500 naira. But you, I'm not going to collect 7,500 from you. Right now, does this even worth it? Let's even see if this is worth it. Now, that is for sure the next question popping in your mind. And let me answer you here with a simple response. Just remember the times you did all this on your own, trying to change school and course without getting admission. For some of us have tried this process before. Some have not even tried before. You are even at a very, very big risk. Why? Because you don't even know anything about it, right? Or if it is your first time, imagine you are going through this journey alone without having someone to guide you. Now, the next question I need to ask is 7,500 naira worth taking all this stress and pain away from you? If yes, of course, you surely want to consider. If yes, stay with me. I'm surely going to help make it even affordable. And that's what I'm about to do. Now, because you have stayed with me until now, I'll be giving you guys 2,500 naira discount if you make payments now. If not, it's not a problem. You pay full 7,500 naira perhaps in the next few days. Now, let me tell you something. I have over, let me show you the chat. This is group chat. This is the present group chat. Look at this group chat. It was created 5/9/2025. That is, I've created this group since on the 9th of May 2025. And look at the group members. I have about 143 right in this group. My goal is 200. That is why I'm still doing this webinar. If I'm actually my goal, there will not be any reason why I'm not coming out to perhaps do webinar. I'll just focus on this set of students and just ensure I'm able to help them all the way. Now, here's how to make payment. Now, for those that want to take advantage of it, like now, two things will actually let me perhaps stop this offer. Once I hit 200, I'll definitely stop. And this offer of paying 5,000 naira will surely end on Monday. So, for those that don't make payments now, just all you need to do is just to send your funds here. Send me the receipt via WhatsApp. I'm going to add it to the group and I'm going to book a one-on-one consultation call, and here we pick it up from there. Now, why those that want to do that are doing that? If you have a question, just note your question because we surely have good amount of time. I'll surely have good amount of time to answer your question. Don't worry, you don't have to pay anything for me to answer your question. I know I promised I'm going to answer a lot of people's questions in this webinar, and I'm surely going to do that. So all I just want you to do is you can start raising up your hand. Just use the what is it called? The icon of raising hand in the Google Meet. I think I have about 15 minutes to do that. Just raise up your hand and I will be calling you one after the other to ask your question. While those that want to take advantage of this can go ahead with it. Now, finally, before you go, I promise to give you gist of some of my last year students, which I've actually done. But in addition, yes, Onyola, one of my last year students said, after the admission consultation guide, I want you to read that chat. This was last year student actually. If you look at it, it's 2024, right? Now, this girl, after the admission consultation guide, this was what she sent to me. She was really over the moon. Like, she was very, very happy. Like, and indeed, thank you so much, sir. For some of us that can read this, I believe you can see the screen. You can actually read it up. She actually picked UI at first. So she picked UI. I told her that everyone be careful now, especially go. And like I predicted, thank God she paid attention. She did not only just pay attention, she took the step I asked her to take. And look at the results. These are my 3 gown. And this is the message she sent to me. God did. Thank you, Mr. Dan, clearing the path for us. And all for all the advice. And I'm so, so grateful. And another is the Federal University of Oyekiti, obviously studying a train course. Now, here's my final words. It is not enough to just write JAMB. It's about playing smart, getting proper guidance, and ensuring the right strategy. Over to me competing, and only about 600,000 or 500,000 will win. Let's make sure you're one of them. Thank you for listening. Now it's time for me to take some questions. Now, let me take some of our questions. Okay, I have 39 students that actually listen to the end. So if you have any question at this point, I want you to use the raise up your hand button. I don't know if you can see me. Can someone just unmute and
Yeah,
I can hear you.
yeah, I can hear you.
Amazing. So please, we don't want to make this section rowdy. I will call names, and if I don't call your name, please don't bother unmuting. Let's just make it rowdy so that we just attend to everybody one after the other, and everybody will be fine, right? So now I'm coming in. I'm trying to see the. Okay, I have 4 hands that is being raised up. I think let me start from ladies. They used to say ladies first. So let me start from ladies. I've been an woman born me. Look at that.
Oh wow.
Listen, that's all I've been. No be woman born you. Okay, let me start from Chukemeka Blessing. Chukemeka Blessing, can unmute your mic and ask your question, please. Chukemeka Blessing, unmute your mic and ask your question.
Sir, if you know us, I beg you.
Okay, I can say another female now. Omolola.
No time.
Omolola Omolua. You can unmute and.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah,
Okay. Sir, I got 244 in JAMB and I want to study nursing last week. Should I still pursue that dream or I should just face another direction?
I believe from the presentation, I made an instance, or not instances, just one instance I made as I made instance itself as regards last week. I personally don't encourage students that don't have, for nursing now, if you want to compete in last year, you have to have 300 plus. Especially if you are not from Lagos. And aside the fact that you need 300 plus, your O-level result has to be. Why? Because last week you usually use your O-level result and your JAMB result for aggregates, right? They accumulate it together and that result determine your put. And from experience, nursing over the years used to be 75 plus upward. So the question is, if you calculate your aggregates now, I'm not so certain you hit 75 because from the JAMB alone, which is 240, you automatically have a lower chance to join the risk. So if you'll be going ahead with that, you'll be shooting yourself in the leg big time. And honestly, it's not swell, but I can to a large extent guarantee you that the direction will not guarantee you admission, at least to a large extent. I hope I answered your question. Now let me go to the next person. Okikiola Victor Alpha, you can ask your question.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, bro.
Yeah, actually, I want you to guide me for the course I can study on school of choice because I scored 163 in my JAMB score.
Yeah, your 163 can obviously get you admission to university, right? It's just the time did not fail me. I would have shown you guys a lot of examples of some of my students. See, all the students I actually showed you, they didn't actually have spectacular JAMB score. At least all of them that I showed you, none of them are 300 plus. Those that get low, the ones that got low, none of them are 300. None. In fact, I have students that actually have 160, 170. They were still able to gain admission. All this thing is just about, I don't know, just following the right counsel, right? See, what you can see 10 times of it. Typically, why? Because you can't buy experience from the market now. For me to be in this niche for like more than 6 years, obviously I've seen things, right? I have seen the step you want to take. I can predict you the results, even without not getting the results yet. And I say it confidently because it is what I have done over the years, right? So, in as much as you have 150 above, you can gain admission to a uni. And I don't even recommend someone that have 150 above to even think of a poly. Yes, if you have maybe below 150, you can consider polytechnic for you, right? But then, if you have 150 above, why not? You can, of course, get a uni admission. And obviously, we cannot do our one-on-one consultation. That is why I created the admission consultation guide. So
Okay, so thank you, sir.
you can take advantage of the guide. Now, Olatunji Makinde, quickly, Olatunji Makinde. I just have about 10 minutes.
Yes, sir.
If you are not coming up fast, and my laptop battery is almost dying. Yeah, Makinde, yeah, with
Sir, please. Yeah, I'm not seeing our JAMB result. How always do it, sir?
everybody should have seen JAMB result, except your result is under investigation. It's a result under investigation.
I lost my phone.
See, the challenge that I have with study is that you people are not always, people just believe when one post something, one just post it for posting sake. I have created 2 videos on how you can get your results, even if you have lost your SIM. But you did not see it. Why is it that you did not see it? I know that's why, because you are not paying attention to it. So what I will do for you is just hit me up on WhatsApp, like now, and say my name is Makinde. I was in the live webinar, so that I will pay attention to you fast. I'll send you the video. Just watch the process, and you'll be able to get your JAMB results on your profile. JAMB has uploaded everybody result on their profile, so you should see your JAMB every without your SIM.
Okay, sir. Thanks, sir.
All right, Larry Joshua, quickly.
Yes, sir, I have the same question with the other guy.
So I've answered your question automatically, right?
Yeah. Sure, yes, sir.
Amazing. Precious Easy.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Precious. Your question.
You've answered it. I wanted to ask you about this JAMB result because I've not seen mine. And you said you're going to.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do for all of you? I'm going to drop the video on this general group I created so that everybody will see it. I'll drop the video there. Just watch the video. Log into your JAMB profile to have access to your.
But can you do it for me, sir?
I can do it for you only if I have access to your JAMB profile. I mean, I don't. It's only students that feel they trust me enough. They send me their JAMB profile and I check for them. But if you not trust,
I'm going to send it to you on WhatsApp.
It's fine. If you send
WhatsApp
it with me, I'll
Okay.
check and send it to you. Right?
Okay.
So I think that answers that. Bryce Victor, your question. Bryce Victor, your question.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you, Victor.
Good, sir.
Yeah, welcome, bro.
I'm fine. I actually scored a 168, and my choice of institution was in what they call it, OU. And my course, computer science. I don't know which school can let me in with that.
Same OU can give you admission, but not computer science. But if I tell
Okay.
you, yeah, well, how will you not pay for the admission consultation guide?
That's not a problem, sir.
No, it's fine. See, let me tell you something. There are new courses OU actually unboxed last year. That naturally competition will be low to those courses. And you can take advantage of.
Okay.
I don't know if you understand. And the interesting thing is there are related computer science courses that will give you an edge. You don't even have to stick to computer science. And to even like sum everything up. I am a fan of computer science, but I am not a fan of studying computer science in school before you can become anything you want to become as a computer scientist. But let's just leave that story.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I believe I've been able to answer your question to a large extent. I'm just conscious of time.
Okay.
Google
Yeah, no
me
problem,
around 1
sir.
hour. So once it's 1
No
hour,
problem, sir.
the call will be cut off.
No
So
problem, sir.
I answer everybody
We'll
question.
talk about WhatsApp now.
No worry. All right, now Gregory Nkanga, your question. Gregory Nkanga. Yeah, your question, please.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah,
So
good evening.
I got 200 in JAMB, and my choice of institution is University of Uyo with the course of medical lab science. So I'm thinking if I'll be able to get in admission with that score.
Should I tell you the truth?
Okay.
Should I tell you the truth? Because some people that they
Yes.
take truth as offense to, so that you can be vexing for me that one man is swearing for me that I'm not getting admission.
Okay.
It is just the fact and the fact. Now, and I'm just going to tell you the fact. I have a reference to the fact. I had 3 students that applied to, is it 3? I had 4 last year, actually.
Okay.
2 of them actually gained admission. The other did not. I didn't get admission. One of them is just like you. She had 240 something and she wanted nursing. At the die hour, she was guided to change from nursing to a related medical courses, and that was what actually gave her a chance. And she got there. Same thing applicable to you. MLS 200, you are joining competition of top students. You will just be shooting yourself in the leg. This thing is not by magic, right? See,
Okay.
monopoly over any school, even if it's school, you still have to meet up with some basic standard. So that choice is not a good choice.